How's Malik?
He won't practice today. Got a hip flexor.
Okay,
Is he out Sunday?
He's not ruled out, no. Nope.
different than the groin, or?
We'll see. Huh?
Sorry, different than the groin. You say hip flexor.
Yeah, it's other side.
So it's not the same thing that it was a couple weeks ago? It's the other?
Yep.
What about the other guys that haven't practiced this week?
Banks won't practice. Bobby won't practice. Nacho won't practice.
Fair to say they're not going to play.
We'll see.
Where are you at with Jermaine and Evan?
Both do a little bit more today. Can't say they'll be ready to play. Can't say they won't yet.
So what gives you hope that Nabers maybe could play if he's kind of seemingly going?
Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say he was seemingly going that way. I just said he's got a hip flexor. He just got looked at by the doctors, got an MRI. He's in there with Ronnie right now, and they're not ruling him out right now.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Just
Yeah.
that he was limited and then DNP.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, just he's not going to practice today, but they did not say. I just actually spoke to him a few minutes ago when he got back that he's going to be out.
What gives the three guys that haven't practiced at all this week a chance in your mind?
Well, veterans. So we'll see. I'm not saying they're definitely going to play, and I'm not saying they're not. We'll see how it goes.
Newman
What did
and
the-
Belton were added. Was that
Belton will be okay. And who was the other one?
Newman?
He'll be okay.
What'd the MRI show?
I just talked to him, so he's got a hip flexor. So he's got.
Is this something that he aggravated in the game or
No, it was in practice yesterday.
yesterday?
Yeah.
You mentioned that he had kind of a history of nagging groin issue in college is something he's had to manage. I know that those aren't the exact same, but they're close. So have you guys kind of worked that throughout the year, maintenance and stuff with him?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was happened in practice. Again, every injury is a little bit different. Hopeful that he'll be ready to play, but can't say he will be or not.
Anything else?
With all the injury questions that you have going
Yeah.
into this week, I know you deal with it every week, but is there extra emphasis on guys to be ready for an opportunity on Sunday?
Yeah, well, they're getting all the reps. Yeah, so I'd say the practice squad guys on the defensive line are basically taking every rep, and they'll have to be ready. If guys like Davidson, he'll be on the injury report. I'm not sure if he's going to be ready to go or not going to be ready to go. So guys like Garcia, Casey Rogers, obviously Durden we just signed. So they're getting a lot of reps here these last couple of days, and they're going to have to be ready to go.
Right, is it different? Is it difficult for players to compete when they see the top names and the biggest stars on the team falling off and getting hurt? Dexter, Bobby, Malik. Does that make it more difficult to go out there on Sunday?
No, I mean, I think for guys that are getting opportunity that maybe haven't had an opportunity, they're excited about the opportunity for some of these young guys that haven't played a lot of football just in the NFL in general. So I think each person is focused on what they can do, practice how they need to practice, prepare how they need to prepare, so they can go out there and put their best stuff on tape each and every week. Whether it's again, a guy like Casey Rogers, who's a practice squad defensive lineman, or Durden, who just got here, some of the tackles that we've been repping in there. Again, it's we wish we had Dexter and Andrew Thomas and those guys, but we don't, and that's the reality of the NFL. So they're looking forward to the opportunity, which will be a big challenge.
It's a small detail, but we kind of talked about it on Wednesday with the captains. If you only have one captain, are you going to name others to kind of go out there?
Yeah, I'll have some guys that go out there with them. Guys that have kind of been in a leadership, that I have meetings with and talk to. I'll talk to these guys here after, and again, some older guys that we've had that have played some football that have been good for us in terms of being in the locker room and out on the field.
What kind of other guys do you usually include in those meetings?
Besides the captains?
Yeah.
Some of the guys that had some votes for captains earlier on in the season when they voted, guys that maybe didn't have as many votes as some of the other guys, but have played a lot of football, that have been productive, whether it was on other teams or have been here for this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Neighbors had said to us before that the groin was something he's been dealing with since college. He now has this hip flexor. Is there any conversation about shutting him down? Is it that serious or no?
No, I mean, look, I literally just talked to the trainers 5 minutes before I came out here. He just came back. They said we wouldn't rule him out. They're going to see how he's doing. Again, it happened in practice yesterday, but that's what I got right now
Was it
for
during
you.
that individual portion while we were still there?
It was during one-on-ones.
One-on-one?
Yeah.
Two more.
What is,
How much do you? Andre Patterson was talking about just the idea of relying on younger guys, practice squad guys, and said, you know, if it just started this week about coaching those guys, it might be even more of a challenge. But he said in his specific room, he makes sure, you know, he's coaching those guys through the entire season. Do you expect that of your position rooms, to know that the guys who maybe aren't out there on the weekends to coach them up for circumstances like this week?
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, guys like, whether it's Brian Cox, whether it's James Ferentz, whether it's guys that are, the assistants, the position guys, they do a great job with those guys of going back, looking at show team stuff, tape, meeting with them extra, making sure that they're prepared if their opportunity comes up. And you never know when that's going to happen, Art. Just so happened it's been at one position, but it's been on a few different positions that, all those young guys got to be ready to go, stay focused, dialed in on the things that they need to accomplish.
You know Rizzy?
I do, yeah, know him well.
What do you like about him? Where have you known him from?
Well, I worked with him at Miami, so we became pretty close. Obviously, New Jersey guy, Bergen Catholic, and got a lot of respect for him. He's been a good friend here for, say, the last almost 15 years. Good football coach, good special teams coach, done a nice job since he's been down there. And him, his family's got a lot of kids too. So, good man.